15 years after its release, the 2010 remake of The Wolfman continues to cast a longer and darker shadow than its sleeker, flashier 2025 successor. While Universal Pictures aimed to bring the classic monster to a new generation, the newest adaptation seems to have wandered too far from the haunted woods that birthed the legend. Despite its own flaws, the 2010 version remains the more authentic and thematically rich take, one that embraces gothic horror and old-world folklore, rather than replacing them with modern metaphors and CGI spectacle. A classic born of myth, not metaphor. The enduring power of the original 1941 Wolfman lies in its folklore. Larry Talbot, returning from America to the Welsh countryside, is ensnared by ancient curses, Romani prophecy, and the supernatural. His story is not just about a man turning into a beast. It's about fate, guilt, and the inescapable punishment of sin. That old-world mysticism, delivered through foggy moors, silver bullets, and poetic omens, shaped werewolf lore for decades. The 2025 reboot, directed by Lee Hwanel and starring Christopher Abbott, takes a drastically different route. While it nods to trauma and emotional inheritance, it reframes the werewolf's curse as a metaphor for toxic masculinity and familial abuse. Gone are the legends and the supernatural dread. Instead, the beast is an allegory, more therapy than terror. It's an intellectually respectable choice, but one that strips the werewolf of its mythic horror, trading silver bullets for symbolism. The curse in context. The 2025 film transforms the werewolf story into a modern psychological study. Blake, the new protagonist, battles the monster within as a metaphor for inherited rage. While this adds thematic weight, it lacks the timeless eeriness that has always defined the legend. The curse no longer feels like an ancient force lurking in the shadows, but rather a personal demon explained through therapy sessions and emotional flashbacks. Contrast that with 2010's version, where Johnston leaned hard into tradition. From the eerie forests of Victorian England to the cursed bloodline that dooms Lawrence Talbot, Benicio del Toro, the remake remains drenched in the same gloom and lore as the original. The moon is not just a metaphor, it's a sentence. The transformation is not symbolic, it's brutal, bloody, and very real. 2010's Gothic roots still run deep. The 2010 remake remains a visual and tonal tribute to the original Universal Monsters era. From its ornate production design to its moody, mist-drenched cinematography, it captures the brooding essence of Gothic horror. Legendary makeup artist Rick Baker delivered a creature design that honored the original while elevating it with practical effects, earning the film an Oscar for Best Makeup. Danny Elfman's thunderous, melancholic score further envelopes the viewer in dread. Though it was criticized at the time for being too slow or reliant on old-school storytelling, those same traits now serve as a reminder of what makes the Wolfman enduring. It wasn't trying to reinvent the werewolf, it was trying to preserve it. Myth versus metaphor. What's lost in the modern take? The newer film's shift towards psychodrama sacrifices what once made the werewolf so terrifying. By grounding the curse in realism and psychology, the 2025 version severs the story from its mythological roots. There's no room for the sacred poem, no ancient gypsy warnings, no acceptance that some things simply cannot be explained away. Instead of a tale of fated doom, it becomes just another monster as metaphor narrative. Well-crafted, yes, but ultimately hollow for purists of the genre. In contrast, the 2010 remake proudly retains the mysticism. The curse is delivered through a bite, not buried trauma. The seer knows the fate before the hero does. The silver cane is both weapon and omen. It's operatic and sincere, willing to be tragic without apology. Conclusion. The legacy that endures. The 2025 Wolfman reboot may speak to today's emotional lexicon, but in doing so, it loses the howling heart of what made the character iconic. While modern viewers may appreciate the updated themes and sharper visuals, longtime horror fans and folkloric purists are more likely to find resonance in the 2010 version. Ultimately, the Wolfman of 2010 doesn't just adapt a monster, it resurrects one. And 15 years later, that Howl in the Night still carries more weight than any roar of reinvention.